Accelerator Gaming 4754 asks, how did you hear about Splatoon and what got you into the series? This is a really good question, but my answer is really dumb. So I got this book about video games at a book fair, and I saw that Splatoon was in it, and I was like, huh, that's cool. Bought a Wii U, and have been playing ever since. Sorry if you were expecting some grand story, but no, it's really simple. Doctor_5802 asks, what's your favorite type of cephalopod? Real life. I would have to say the flapjack octopus. They're just like goofy little guys. What can I say? Mothman IL4PD asks, congrats on 1K subscribers. Which is your favorite story mode / DLC and why? I mean, is that even a question? Octo Expansion. Octo Expansion is like probably the best Splatoon content we've ever gotten. I know that's not an original take or whatever, but it's true, Octo Expansion. Andres Morales 4045 asks, congrats on the 1K. About the question, what's your favorite Splatoon final boss and why? S1 Octavio is probably my favorite final boss, because Calamari Incantation just goes so hard. Athenis asks, who is your favorite idol? Big Man. No questions asked. I know people will probably say I'm just doing it for the memes, but no, I genuinely like Big Man. I think he's cool. His boss fight in the single player was super cool. Yeah, Big Man's definitely my favorite. Ike9498 asks, congratulations on 1K. What got you into content creation? And X_Oleander asks, what inspired you to start making Splatoon content? I really just wanted a space to talk about my interests and stuff. I think just the idea of having an audience of people who are willing to listen to me and my unhinged ramblings is just super appealing to me, and it's like a cool hobby to have. Takeshi Takada VD7RF asks, why is your profile picture a toad? I saw the image on Google and I thought it looked funny, so I made it my profile picture. Lisku_ asks, question, what's your favorite song? If you mean Splatoon song, then if you want to know what my favorite Splatoon song is, then go watch my Splatoon multiplayer music tier list. Shameless plug. But my favorite song just in general, my favorite song of all time is Mr. Blue Sky by Electric Light Orchestra. It's just such a good song. I listen to it whenever I can. I just really like it. Ink Killer asks, what do you think will happen in Splatoon 4? This is a really good question. What I think will happen in Splatoon 4? I hope Splatoon 4 is like a soft reboot, like Pokemon Black and White. Because in the Splatoon 3 Direct, they said that the story mode would be the finale of the current saga. So I hope Splatoon 4 is in like a completely new location. And we get completely new characters. We still see some characters from the first 3 games, but they're not like the main focus. I hope we get a bunch of completely new characters in Splatoon 4, and they focus on that. I would also like to see an overhaul on the story mode. Like, yeah, the story modes have been fun, but I do not want 4 games in a row of just floating platforms and stuff. I hope the story mode expands on the roguelike elements of Side Order, because that was really fun. I also hope we get more movement mechanics like the Squid Roll and Squid Surge. Like maybe a backflip mechanic would be cool. I also hope that the hub world has more stuff to do in it, and I hope they just bring back Squid Jump. That's all I'm saying. Bring back Squid Jump, please. But yeah, I'm saying Splatoon 4 has a lot of potential to be really good. Chalky Milk Official asks, what's your favorite Splatoon game and why? I mean, I have to say Splatoon 1, right? The best Splatoon game will always be Splatoon 1, and it honestly doesn't even come close. Splatoon 1 is, in my opinion, just perfect. Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3 are both enjoyable, but they both have massive flaws. This is extremely biased, by the way, but I just think Splatoon 1 is perfect, and I just have so many positive memories with that game, and yeah. Splatoon 1, best Splatoon game. Lili Clarabelle 6744 asks, what do you think about Splatoon villains? And Stellations asks, opinion on each final boss of each game / DLC, and each villain's morals, I guess. Okay, so DJ Octavio, I really like DJ Octavio. Like, I like his character. If you've watched my channel, you know that I'm a big Octavio defender. I love to tell you that DJ Octavio is not evil, but I think that he's definitely been mishandled, because I really wish that they showed more of that side of Octavio, that he's not a villain, he was just doing what he had to do, instead of him just being a generic punching bag for the agents. Which is why I was so hyped when DJ Octavio helped Neo Agent 3 fight Mr. Grizz. That was like the most emotion I've ever felt playing a Splatoon game, because it was seeing Nintendo recognize that DJ Octavio isn't evil and he was just doing what he had to do. But please, for God's sake, do not put DJ Octavio as a villain in Splatoon 4. We've put it past that. I hope, actually, in Splatoon 4, he's like a supporting character and not like a main villain. I love good guy Octavio. I loved Good Guy Octavio. I really hope we see more of that side of Octavio. Although I do also really like the dynamic between him and Cuttlefish at the beginning of Return of the Mammalians, when the Great Zapfish goes missing and some of Octavio's troops start to go missing, and Cuttlefish and Octavio just immediately start pointing fingers at each other. I really enjoyed that. That was really funny. I really want to see more of that dynamic. Tartar, I think Tartar is like a really, really well-written villain. It was created by the professor to pass on humanity's knowledge to the next dominant life form, to make sure they don't repeat humanity's mistakes, but then it becomes corrupted because it was alone for so long, and then it becomes a genocidal maniac. That's such an interesting concept, and I think Tartar was perfectly executed, with like the telephone and like the memcakes you collect throughout Octo Expansion being just like essentially Tartar just collecting information on you. That's so cool. Tartar is like the best villain. I think Tartar is like objectively the best Splatoon villain from like a writing standpoint. Like, I was impressed that Splatoon could have that good writing. Tartar is like probably one of the best things that happened to Splatoon, but it also is one of the worst things that's happened, because the villains after Tartar are just watered down versions of it. Because with Mr. Grizz in Splatoon 3, I did not like Mr. Grizz being an actual mammalian bear. Like, I felt that was really cheap and dumb. I think it would have been cooler if he was just like an inkling or something, but who was just like really obsessed with bears. Because like they just used humans as a Deus Ex Machina. They were like, oh, he's been alive for 10,000 years because he was experimented on by humans. That's boring. That's lame. That's really lame. I think he was a very disappointing villain. And Order just sucks. I'm sorry, it's just a bad villain. I love Smollusk. I think Smollusk is really funny, but Order as a villain just sucks. It's like a watered down version of Grizz, who in itself is a watered down version of Tartar. I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just boring. I don't like Order. And I really hope that in Splatoon 4, the villain is not just a watered down version of Tartar and they do something unique. Squiddy Cakes asks, which single player mode was the easiest or hardest? I say for easiest, it would probably be Splatoon 2. Like, Splatoon 2's hero mode was a joke. I remember struggling on some levels of Splatoon 2's hero mode, but that's because I was just dumb and didn't use the internet. And then hardest, I'd actually say Side Order. Side Order has a lot of really hard levels, like Cruel Sisyphean H-shaped floor, rigorous splat zones. That's like super hard. Side Order can be really hard, especially the low hack Agent 8 palette is like super hard. I'd say might even be harder than Inner Agent 3. Ayla the Theater Kid asks, what's your favorite Splatoon NPC? Well, my favorite Splatoon character is Murasaki, which you should know if you watch my Splatoon band member short. Shameless self-plug number 2. But Murasaki's not an NPC. I'd say my two favorite NPCs are either Spike or Isopadre. I love Isopadre's character. Like, his design and his character, he's like so mysterious, and like that he used to be a test subject, but he like dropped out, and his like philosophy and stuff, he's just so cool. And then Spike's just hot. Yeah, I really like Spike. He's cool. I also really like his design. All the Splatoon Urchin characters are just really good. Alexander Steele 2659 asks, do you like Pikmin, Chibi Robo, and or Kirby? I love Kirby. I've only played Kirby Star Allies, but I love Kirby. Kirby was my first main in Smash. How original, I know. But I have like a bunch of Kirby shirts. I love Kirby. I love Kirby so much. I love Kirby merch. I have a Waddle Dee plushie. I just love Kirby. Pikmin, I haven't played a Pikmin game, but I've actually been thinking about getting Pikmin 4 because I heard it's really good, but I've just never got around to buying it because I spend all my money on Lego and don't have money to buy anything else. I've never played a Chibi Robo game. It doesn't really interest me, but the characters look cool. Ahmed CP5JZ asks, do you play The Legend of Zelda? Oh, dog, I love Zelda, dude. I played Tears of the Kingdom, I played Link's Awakening, I played Breath of the Wild. I believe that Tears of the Kingdom is the best video game ever made. Wholeheartedly, I think Tears of the Kingdom is the best game ever made. Because if Breath of the Wild was considered to be the best game ever made, then like just an upgrade to Breath of the Wild would have to be the best game ever made. Tears of the Kingdom is just so good. I love it so much. It's such a good game. Literally my only critique about Tears of the Kingdom is that the Sage powers are kind of bad. But that's literally my only critique. I think Tears of the Kingdom is a perfect game. Electric Caps asks, if you were to add another marine-related species to the Splatoon franchise, which one would it be? I'd have to say sea bunnies. They're really cute. Squeaky's Project Splatoon 3 had a Sea Bunny character. That's basically what I would want to see. Cannon Draws asks, what is your favorite and least favorite weapon in Splatoon? If you've watched my shorts for a while, you might think I'm gonna say 52 Gal because it's the weapon that my character is always using. But actually, no. My favorite weapon is either the vanilla splat roller or the custom range blaster. The splat roller has been like I've consistently liked the splat roller, like ever since I played Splatoon 1, I like the splat roller. It's just only now in Splatoon 3, it's actually good. It's actually a good meta weapon, so it's been really fun using it. And then custom range blaster, ever since the new season dropped, basically the only weapon I've been playing is the custom range blaster. It's so fun. Yeah, I just love custom range blaster so much. It's so fun. It's so good. I love it so much. I would actually say my least favorite weapon is the Jet Squelcher. I think the Jet Squelcher is the only skill-less weapon in Splatoon, because I do not like the idea of a long-range automatic weapon, because with other long-range weapons like Splatlings and Chargers, there is some skill requirement because you can't just rapid fire. With Jet Squelcher, there isn't a skill requirement, so you can just camp on a ledge, and I don't like that. RobBy4762 asks, what's your top 3 favorite games of all time? I say number 3 would have to be Mario Galaxy 2. It's my favorite 3D Mario game. I just have such good memories playing that as when I was little. My second favorite is probably gonna have to be Splatoon 1. I talked about why when I answered what my favorite Splatoon game is, so I'm not gonna cover it. And my favorite game would have to be Hollow Knight. I love Hollow Knight. I don't think I've talked about Hollow Knight on this channel, but I love Hollow Knight so much. It's just such a good game. The boss fights are so fun, the mechanics are really fun, and it's just all really fun. Go play Hollow Knight. It's only $15 on Steam, which it should be like $100 because of all the content you get. But go play Hollow Knight. I promise you will not regret it. And this is the last question. And then Agame1130 asks, what's your favorite Splatoon lore fact? Oh my god, this is such a hard question! My favorite Splatoon lore fact is that Octavio isn't evil, and he only stole the Great Zapfish because he had to. He had no other choice. The Octarians were going to run out of power, and their society was going to collapse. Yeah, so that's my favorite Splatoon lore fact. Octavio isn't evil. He literally just did what he had to. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.